A warm welcome to, I think, what could be characterised as our first EMEA conference for what is NSF's Global Food Division.
So when you work in a high complex environment,
High risk at a full capacity.
the chances that something go wrong are higher.
Particularly interesting, I thought, was Alan McEwen talking about GM foods and showing that there actually wasn't any scientific evidence to state that GM foods are potentially harmful, and an awful lot of scientific evidence to show that they're good.
One was the growing support from the food industry at all levels within the industry for adopting GM foods. I think the second point was still that nervousness around it in terms of consumer acceptance.
How on earth do you manage the fraud risk, the food safety risk, when you've got something as simple as a pizza in 35 ingredients in 60 countries?
I believe each and every company that's in attendance here today has been a victim of food fraud in some way.
Short-term buying cultures. There's an imbalance between what the buyers want and what the technical people want. The technical people are saying, and Elliot and others are saying, well, we need nice, trusted relations, short chains, trusted relationships with our suppliers so that they don't defraud us. If you talk to the buyers, their attitude is, I want healthy uncertainty in the supply chain. I don't want them to feel comfortable.
Well, there is one very interesting case where I'm told they had to go to Eastern Europe to find a decent counterfeiter because apparently UK counterfeiters aren't as good as they could be.
We have a huge amount of food safety data in different databases around the world. So we have a huge amount of information that's costing us a huge amount of money, a huge amount of human resource. And in many ways, we're not doing a whole lot with it.
But very rapidly now, we can access by product, by country, by issue, some very powerful information. But again, that information is quite retrospective. It's information where people have actually gathered data at port of entry or conducted tests. And we need to think about how for the future we can get to a position of being proactive, of knowing in advance what the issues might be, rather than waiting to measure and test after the event. So I think there's more work to be done.
So we set out in order to apply modern data mining techniques to develop a system that could incorporate large numbers of databases, including databases from your company, or the rest of database, or databases from other continents, and then assimilate the information so that you could very rapidly access the information that you need to make decisions.
We need to build the relationship with the Food Standards Agency as an industry and basically work collaboratively with them and move away from the typical us and them industry approach.
We've got to share intelligence, share expertise and share our resources to deal with the rogues that are out there.
Buyers and technical functions in food companies need to work closely together to tackle this issue.
I think I would leave you with is that in terms of these key issues, the mandatory country of origin labelling is still very, very pertinent. The final decisions are not taken on it, and you as food business operators, I think, need to engage right at the highest level in Brussels to make sure that you have some influence over the final decisions on this.
Every organisation can train their staff to be alert to food fraud.
Doing nothing is not an option.